We kick off the second half of the regular season. It's week 6 of our frenzy in Lancaster County. As Columbia heads to Pequea Valley. 2 plays into the game, we have a malfunction. Scoreboard shuts down. Takes a few seconds. They start it back up. We're right back to the action. Columbia's first play of the game. Well, it's a fumble. The Braves' Alex Wilkinson there to pounce on it. Then Pequea Valley punts on fourth. The punt's muffed. It's a fumble again. Braves' Jordan Stafford recovers the ball. Don't tell him you can't advance it. He wants a touchdown. Goes back to the spot of the recovery. Columbia comes up with a stop on downs to turn the ball over in their own red zone. They can't do much with it. Worse yet, the punt snap flies over the head of the punter. It's a safety. Braves' Jimmy Neff locks it up there. Braves lead 2-0. And then you see right here, Cameron McClare goes deep to Damari Sims, and he wins the jump ball. He's off to the races for the first touchdown of the game. Extra point, no good. Pequea Valley rallies for the win, 13-6. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 6 of the High School Football Frenzy. By now, teams are angling for postseason spots. There's still time for teams on the outside looking in to make some room and make a move and make some into the playoffs. Both Ephrata and Garden Spot love where they sit 5 weeks into the season. These Lank-led teams are undefeated. It's a natural fit for our Frenzy Game of the Week. Lindsay Barnum brings us all the action to show us which team makes it to 6-0.
It's the battle of the unbeaten Ephrata and Garden Spot. Both of these teams have killer offenses, but it's whose defense can stop the firepower. The Spartans lead 14-0 with 4:06 left in the first half. Coach Zamperini tells the guys to watch the quarterback's eyes, and for a good reason. The next play out of the timeout, Mounts QB Sam McCracken drops back. Garden Spot Reed Gruber reads the play perfectly, intercepts the ball. No one is in his way. Pick 6, Spartans up 21-0. On the ensuing drive, Ephrata knows they need to get to business. McCracken lets it rip to a wide-open Quentin Foots for the easy touchdown. Mounts finally on the board. Time for Garden Spot to work the 2-minute drill. Quarterback Kai Harding picks up some major yardage with the QB keep, but on the next play, the Mounts D says, "You're not getting away again." Jackson Knoll picks up the QB sack. That doesn't faze Harding as he connects with Trenton Huber. The Spartans score all of their first half points in the second quarter. They lead 28-7 at the half and know how important it was to click.
Just lit up. They just made some big plays, and a couple of them were plays that were extended, and we just made a play, and some of them were just being efficient in our offense. So we saw some of both of those things going on there, which is what you need to see. Not
just the offense, Maxwell Davis has 2 QB sacks on McCracken to start the second half as the miss begins to pick up. 2 plays later, McCracken keeps it, goes out to the right, and crosses the goal line to keep the Mounts in striking distance. But don't get too comfortable. The Spartans are ready to keep rumbling. Harding hands off to Gabe Martin just when you think he's down around the line of scrimmage. He stays on his feet. No one can catch him. Count him in for a 51-yard touchdown. Next Garden Spot drive, and it's another one that ends with a touchdown. This time, it's A.J. Hurst. Spartans D was a lot to handle all night long with tight coverage. Ephrata is able to sneak one more by Jemiah Knowles. Jemiah Knowles scores the touchdown for the Mounts. The spirit is high for the Spartans, dancing their way to a 42-22 win.
Do what we do. I told the boys before the game, the stage gets bigger, but the performance stays the same, and we put on a show tonight.
We're 1-0, right? We're 1-0. Yeah! Tomorrow. All right? Hey, that mountain just got a little bit steeper. All right? Just got a little bit steeper. We ain't afraid of it.
What's it feel like to be 6-0?
I love it. All right, thank you, Lindsay. Perfect records, not exclusive to the Lank-led. We move over to the York Adams League, Division II, as New Oxford wants to head into October with an unblemished 6-0 mark. Coming into their house tonight is Susquehanna, who wants to prove they're not afraid of the Ox. Not a lot of offense in this one. Colonial strike early. Adris McDevitt looks left and sees Brennan Holmes is open, lays it in there. Holmes does the rest. Good effort to go the rest of the way. New Oxford on the board first. It's 7-0. The Warriors are going to threaten. QB Josh Pequea will roll right, and you know what? He says, I'm going for it. I'm going for the end zone, not going out of bounds. This is a quarterback collision in the end. Pequea not going out. McDevitt hits him hard. Coaches gather. They decide, you know what? Let's try the left side this time. Pequea avoids the rush, ends up having to throw it away. So Susky wants to settle for 3. But guess who comes off the corner and blocks it? It's McDevitt. Complete effort for the Ox senior. They shut out Susquehanna to move to 6-0 on the season. 14-0 is the final. Back to the LL for Cocalico at Elko. We arrive with this one already out of hand for the visiting Eagles. Senior Aaron Longenecker is loose around the right side. He's not easy to wrangle. You're going to have to grab him and then try to just drag him down after a big gain. And the Eagles go wide right. They're going to try the left side, and this time the Raiders are there to stretch it out. Watch the nice pursuit from Justin Smucker and Jackson Connors. Yeah, in the end, though, Cocalico says, forget going right or left. We're going straight ahead. They do, and Dane Horning powers in from a few yards out. Elko, well, they want to get on the board before this thing ends, and they do. Comes late in the contest as they visit the end zone with sophomore Ellis Gensimer doing the honors. Cocalico is on a roll right now. Your final score is 56-7. So we've already made stops in the Lankleb and York Adams, so we're due for a trip to the Mid-Penn. Bring in Alex Cawley, who spends the evening at Bishop McDevitt and Hershey Park Stadium.
Yeah, Todd, since everyone seems to be talking about teams with undefeated records, I figure that's a pretty good place to start. Bishop McDevitt has already set a new school record with 18 straight wins. It's also the longest winning streak in the state. Milton Hershey aims to be up to the task on homecoming night at MCD as Stone Saunders gets his Mr. PA Football Award before the game. Saunders showing why he was Mr. PA Football last year, this time hitting Nick Slogic. And you know it's a touchdown when the tight end starts celebrating at the 5. Crusaders up 13-0. Next McDevitt drive, Saunders works through his wideouts. Nevin Hopkins goes down and gets it in the end zone. This Kentucky fan who is a grad and my younger brother likes what he sees from Saunders. 4th and goal for Milton Hershey. Jason Burney feels the pressure, buys enough time for Mike Bladai, gets open and scores to get the Spartans back in it. But on the ensuing kick, they're going to boot it to Rico Scott, which is something that most coaches will avoid doing in the future. He's taking this one all the way back. Crusaders cruise 55-14. Does this technically mean I was at a Taylor Swift concert? Great job by the high school, junior high, and middle school bands from Lower Dauphin. Falcons leading Paul Meyer 14-7 at the half. 4th down, Lower Dauphin gets the pass tipped. Charlie Stewart coming up with the INT for the Cougars. That's when the Falcons starts to warm up on the sidelines, but, well, we have to check with the PIAA about mascots playing. Carter Burton tells the Falcon to have a seat because he's got this. The QB keeper, Burton, just keeps drifting to his left, eventually finds the angle he's looking for. He's gone. Lower Dauphin ups their lead to 21-7. The Falcons defense pitching a shutout in the second half. Luke Meese laying the lumber on this one. Lower Dauphin grabs the 28-7 win. Both Southwestern and Redline looking to bounce back in week 6 as we pick this one up in the second half. Lions are in enemy territory looking for the end zone, but instead they're going to find the Mustangs' Cade Baumgardner, and he picks this one off. Not only an interception, but a nice return on this one as the senior takes it all the way back to the 42. Southwestern's offense would like that. They'd like this too. The handoff going to go to Austin Rollman, and he keeps things rolling for the Mustangs as he finds pay dirt. Mustangs going to keep their foot on the pedal. Nice fingertip catch from Bryce Graham to Colton Smith. Southwestern goes on to win this one 30-7. Time for a timeout when the frenzy returns. A Cumberland County clash for Mechanicsburg and East Penn. Plus, we're going to make stops in Red Lane, Greencastle Antrim, and Waynesboro.